Listen, man. So if you didn't know, yesterday I had actually won the Deepwoken content creator tournament for Lightborn. I placed first place. It was a really fun tournament, y'all. Like I said again, I won Lightborn, so expect a video on that. But I also won something else special. So, you know, stick around to my channel, subscribe, and you will see that's something special. I just want to thank the Deepwoken moderation team that participated in this tournament, the dev team that did, and most importantly, the content creators. You know, everybody gave it their all. I appreciate everybody who came through to make this event possible. Like I said again, it was a really good way to find the balance issues in the game because obviously everybody is trying to do whatever they can to win, right? If you want to watch the whole thing, link in the description down below. Infernacio actually streamed the whole thing, and then I'll also link y'all the bracket so you can see everything. All right, y'all. Anyways, I really didn't want to make a video on this situation just because I don't like drama at all, and I honestly think that, you know, Nate is one of the coolest people I've met over the internet. He's already received enough hate by spamming Iceberg in the tournament. Like, y'all gotta chill for real, bro. If Iceberg was clearly overpowered, then obviously Nate is going to do anything he can to win, so he's gonna abuse it, right? If you want to go to anybody, you might as well just blame the devs because they made the move and it's overpowered. So there was no reason for people to go over to his channel and type out, you know, kill yourself comments. That's just not cool at all. Nate had made a video though and leaked the general chat that was asked not to be leaked, so now I have to take matters into my own hands and tell you my side of the story. Because I guess the narrative is that he moved his protein powder, so that's why he got banned from the tournament. But I'm here to explain it all so that I can clear my name out of the situation. Like I said again, this isn't hate to Nate, but I am getting comments questioning my actions and stuff like that, and there's just people who I think need to hear the full story. Alright, y'all, so let's start from the very beginning. So, before all my fights started on the first day of the tournament, I made sure all my opponents shared their screen just to make sure they weren't insane, because you couldn't go insane before the tournament started. That's one of the rules. And then I also wanted them to mic up too, just to prove that it was them playing on their account. Eventually, Nate actually meets me in one of the matches, and he tells me he doesn't have his mic because he's moving. So I tell one of the moderators about this, and we end up getting dragged into a call with me, Nate, and HorTM. HorTM just tells him you can just, you know, go on your phone, talk on your mic, and just video camera that you're actually in game to prove that, you know, it's actually you. So Nate does that, right? He gets on his phone, he turns on his video camera, and he shows that he's actually in Deepwoken, and that in his Discord call, he's not with anybody at all. It's actually him in game and everything. Be in mind though, he doesn't talk at all, and I really didn't care because it's Nate, bro, right? Me and Nate were super cool. I trusted him, so I was just like, okay, that's Nate. Let's get on with our fight. I end up winning the fights and made it to the finals on day one. The part where I said he showed off his whole entire setup is very important, y'all. So remember this part, okay? We're moving on to day two now. Everything's going normal. I'm sitting here at the finals, and basically day two is the losers bracket. So the winner of the whole losers bracket meets me in the finals. So Nate, on his way to the finals, ends up winning a lot of the matches because he was spamming Iceberg. The move is completely overpowered and starts getting hate for no reason at all. Like I said again, he should have not been getting hate for spamming a move that the devs put in the game. I don't know why he got hate. And when I mean hate, I mean like personal threats, like telling him to kill himself and all that. Like that was just not cool at all. But basically, on top of that, he was accused of cheating too. So Hyel and Nate were supposed to fight. Now, before any of that happened, Hyel had actually joined the VC and wanted to make sure it was Nate fighting. So to give y'all a better visual, we were all in this debriefing VC right here, where Nate was asked to just, you know, get on his phone, turn on his video camera again, and just to prove that he was on his account. Alright, so when Nate shows his whole setup, he does this, okay? He shows his keyboard, whatever. He shows that he's in the Deepwoken screen, right? And then for some reason, he does this right here, where he really emphasizes the protein powder. I swear, I'm not exaggerating. He does this, okay? He does this to show off the protein powder that he has. So after he does all that, Hyel still isn't falling for it. He wants to hear Nate's voice. So Nate ends up talking, but the person who talks into the mic does not sound like Nate at all. Like, I know how Nate sounds like, and the person who was talking to the mic did a bad job on impersonating Nate. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so when he was asked to actually just show his face, you know, flip the camera around and show his face, because, I mean, he made his face public multiple times on Twitter and on video, so people know what he looks like. He ended up just not wanting to flip his camera at all, and he said nothing. So we were just assuming, okay, well, there's a lot of people in this debriefing VC, so maybe he doesn't feel comfortable showing his face to everybody. Since me and Nate are cool, I just brought up the suggestion, okay, just move us to a private VC, and Nate can just show his face to me, and I can verify if it's actually him or not. So that's what happens, right? Hor moves us into this build check VC, which is clearly locked, so I can't even join it. But imagine we get moved into the VC. So Hor drags me and Nate into that private VC. Nate ends up leaving the VC for some reason, saying that he was on his PC, even though literally just 2 minutes ago he was screen sharing on his phone. So how was he on his PC? That part just made no sense to me at all, which really got sus. So when Nate actually finally rejoins the VC, he shows me his face, and it's like this right here, where he's just giving me this look, and he doesn't talk at all. Then he flips the camera around, shows me that he's in the Deepwoken main menu, okay? Because for some reason, he left in-game. That just made no sense at all. He left in-game. The setup is completely different, by the way, y'all. Like, this protein powder right here, completely gone. The protein powder that he emphasized at first is completely gone now, and his monitor is like this. It used to be centered like how I was, but now it's like this where the protein powder used to be at. Now, people are going to say, oh, he could have moved it or whatever, and that's what Nate was telling me. He just moved the protein powder or whatever, right? But like I said again, if you were to emphasize the protein powder at first, why would you ever move it at all in the first place? Literally, the only reason why I mentioned the protein powder so much, y'all, is because when he showed his setup to everybody, he zoomed in onto the protein powder like it meant something. Anyways, Nate ends up apparently having 2 PC setups now. That's what he said. He has 2 desk setups or whatever, and that he could have went back to the original one that he showed everybody, but I left the VC, so I couldn't see it, which is just like so stupid because all he was doing in our private VC was just walking around his house. So I was just like, okay, you're not proving anything, Nate. You already left the Deepwoken game. You couldn't simply just show me that your face and you were in the game at the same time. And he couldn't anymore because he left the game. That's literally the most suspect thing you could do. And to top it all off, if you guys remember, day 1 of the tournament, he showed his setup. Day 2, when he showed his setup again to everybody, it was the exact same setup that he showed me from day 1, okay? But for some reason, for the 3rd time, when he shows me his actual face and the setup this time, it's completely different. Why would you show me the same setup from day 1 and day 2, but for the 3rd time, it's just completely different now? Like, when you're getting questioned about verifying yourself, did you think it was a smart idea to apparently move to a different setup to show me for the 3rd time? It sounds ridiculous, right? Because it is. So it's like, I just don't believe it. The setup I saw from the person on day 1 wasn't Nate. So the guy I was facing on day 1 wasn't Nate at all. And then on day 2, it wasn't Nate at all either. Now it just really makes me feel some type of way because the setup that everybody saw, right, the fraud setup, was the exact same setup I saw from day 1 in the tournament. That's the reason why Nate didn't speak into his mic on the first day for me, because it was the fraud that was playing on his account. So to know that I beat the fraud on Nate's account instead of Nate himself it's really saddening, bro. I don't know, man. Nate's whole story doesn't add up at all. Like I said again, don't send hate to his channel. I just wanted to tell you my side of the story because I was just getting hate for no reason. It is what it is, but yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. I'm out. Have a great day, y'all.